Good morning, my friends. This is Tyra Jarvis, and this is Tuesday morning, and this is Transformation Tuesday. And I'm with Kefi Coaching. We work with leaders facing career and life transition, looking for more freedom, fulfillment, and peace of mind. And we've been talking about transformation and specifically the components of that, which would be clarity, focus, confidence, courage, as well as mindset and motivation, and how to really translate your dreams and desires into your destiny through action. And today, it's getting ready to be the middle of November, and I don't know about you, but I'm kind of waning. I'm kind of struggling. We've been talking about this for a while. The enduring effects of COVID, and even though there's some sparks of things resembling maybe the former life that I had, it doesn't necessarily mean that things are definitely back to normal by any stretch. There's a new normal for all of us. We get towards the end of the year and, we may have had a great vision and great goals for what we wanted to accomplish this year, personally as well as professionally. And now it's November and maybe the gap is getting wider and you're falling short of some things. And, being that it's November, you want to make sure that you look at the things that you have accomplished and that you're grateful for. But when I look at where the breakdown is coming from, I'm going to have to say that it breaks down in the smallest element, which is the habits and the daily habits that I have and that I've put in place, or the ones that I've adopted and automated, if you will. To make sure that they happen consistently over time and they compound their impact, so then it really is the automatic habit that drives the result. And so not just me, I have clients that are working in their health space and their financial space, and we do a strategy session to kick it off, and we may have some great vision about the future that they want to create for themselves, and some also great goals, and they could probably always be refined a little bit better, but they're pretty specific about where they're at and where they want to go, and they have some goals around it. And then, we take on an ongoing process of accountability and a structure to talk about, what's showing up. And it is that process that causes us to work on, increasing the success rate of fulfilling on those goals. And so the breakdowns, as I mentioned, typically happen in the world of habit. And we've done some talk about it, and I'm doing some deep dive work in habit and productivity and some of my life skills that are no longer serving me and what I need to do to shore those up, so to speak, or replace them with things that are working new. And so I wanted to share a couple of tips around habits, because it's not too late. You have 6 weeks, but you can't do all of it all at the same time. You're not going to be able to eat the elephant. You're going to have to pick something that you want to drive through to completion consistently between now and the end of the year. And so that's actually the first step, is that if you're in a breakdown, you want to look at the next right action to take, but that's going to require some focus on the goal that you want to accomplish. And you want to focus on one goal, the most important one to you right now, and create some success there, and then that will spill over into some other areas for you. So we're looking for something that we can make it easy and fast and get started pretty quickly. So for me, it might be, I really struggle with journaling for my food plan, but I have a little bit better luck with my exercise. And I have a little bit better luck, or have had a little bit better luck drinking my water and making sure I get that in. So whatever it is for you, you want to find something that you can start small and start consistently, and not stretch it so big that you set yourself up for failure, so that it seems too daunting, so that you might do it while your motivation is really high, but when it requires a little bit more than that, you set yourself up. So get started with something fast and easy, and you want to get some traction with it. So practice it for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. Get yourself moving on a pattern where you can do it. and then build up some momentum, and then get ready to start to run and then sprint. And you have to be able to crawl before you can stand, and stand before you can walk, and walk before you can run. And so you want to be able to build that up. And it doesn't matter, what area it is. If it's eating healthier, start small. Eat one serving of vegetables a day, one additional serving of vegetables a day. If it's exercise, 20 minutes of movement, or instead of 10,000 steps, make it 5,000 steps. I just got myself an Apple Watch, and I'm counting my steps, and I typically don't get 10,000 steps unless I'm playing golf. And so I got to walk a lot more, but I've gotten 5,000 steps. And so to feel really good about that, to sustain myself so that I can continue to stretch and grow is what I'm suggesting here, and look for that. The next thing is you really have to plan for obstacles, and you've got to manage distractions, because you can really only focus on one thing at a time. And as much as I've been a school of Skinner's theory of, multitasking and whatever, none of it works. We all know that. And so you have to find a way to focus on one thing at a time. For me, it's my 90-minute power jam. I picked that up from Darren Hardy. After I complete my morning routine, I have 90 minutes blocked out on my calendar every day, and I slip in a project from my task list that's really important, not only for that day, for what I'm working to achieve at that time. And so really trying to get that scheduled, time blocked, get it on your calendar, and then removing all distractions. It might be, if you're in an office, a do not disturb sign. If you're home office, do not disturb sign. Turning off notifications, turning off maybe Wi-Fi if you don't need it. Using whatever you need in the background to keep you focused and focused on what it is you're trying to do. And the new one that I learned this morning was called the 20-second rule. And that when you're trying to learn a new habit, you want to have it close and easy. So you've heard people set out their workout clothes the night before, or maybe they put their workout clothes in the car when they go to work so that it's easy to pull out of the bag. But the one that they referenced in this resource that I'm going to talk to you a little bit about was called Develop Good Habits. And it's a website, or a YouTube channel. And they've got fast and easy YouTube videos on any kind of habit that you would ever possibly want to create. They start with 203 types of habits that you would maybe want to create. It gives you some really good, easy ideas about how to make this happen. The videos are fun, they're high energy, they're easy to understand. You don't have to do all of it, but you might pick one or two things that might work for you in some area of your life. So Develop Good Habits YouTube channel, highly recommend it. Found it this weekend. I was looking for tips. I was doing a vision board exercise with my coach, Amber De La Garza, and I was looking for some vision board tips. I teach vision boarding. I do it. I have it. But I wanted to get the most current word on vision boarding. There's a YouTube video. It was really easy. And this guy, Steve, he's mentioned in one of the videos called 3 Hacks, Habit Hacks or something. And that's what his top goal is to get really good content on this YouTube channel. And I'm going to tell you, I look at a lot of content. This guy's got it sorted out, and it's really easy. So Develop Good Habits YouTube channel. But he in this hack one, they talk about the 20-second rule, and he references a book. I don't have it off the top of my mind, but this guy wanted to learn how to play the the guitar. And it was a challenge because he'd have to get up, he'd have to go get it out of the case, he'd have blah, 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 blah. The issue is that he wanted to practice guitar every day, a certain amount of minutes of guitar every day. And so what he ended up doing was setting the guitar out and having it near where he was. I don't know if it was in the living room or in his office or whatever. And then whenever he was inspired and he had 10 minutes, he'd pick up the guitar and just start strumming the guitar. And it was a way to introduce the guitar into his daily routine and make it easy and lower that resistance. So whatever that is for you, maybe it's an Apple Watch, or maybe it's, setting your running shoes out, or maybe it's, some kind of tool that you remind yourself about your spending. And maybe the 20-second rule is before you go to get that brownie or before you go to get that pumpkin spice latte, take 20 seconds and go, is this really the choice that is really going to help me get to my goal? And use that 20-second rule to just pause and take a breath and think about it for a little bit before you get into an automatic response or a trigger response that may not be consistent with the actions that you or the future that you really want to create for yourself. So resources, I highly recommend that YouTube channel, Develop Good Habits. You can subscribe to that channel. You can like their page and you'll start to get notices about what's new coming from them. I think that's great. There's a couple of books that I've recommended several times. One is The One Thing by Gary Keller, and a friend of mine, Anna Runyon, has recommended that from early on in my coaching career. I've yet to read it. I'm going to add it to my list for sure. James Clear's Atomic Habits. I recommend that book. I started it. I haven't finished it. I'm going to make a commitment to finish that book. And then Darren Hardy's Compound Effect. And it basically takes the principle of investing a little bit today and every day over time is going to have a compound effect, not only in your money, but also in your time and also in your energy. And you'll get a return on investment on all those resources if you find a way to invest in those micro habits as you go along. And then the last, what I would call resource that I want to share with you is from my coach, Amber De La Garza. She has a podcast called Productivity Straight Talk. Highly recommend it if you like podcasts. She does a really great job. The topics are really real life and really tangible and really help you make some changes that you might want to make in your life as a result of some input. So wherever you get your podcasts, check out Productivity Straight Talk with Amber De La Garza. And one of her opt-in, her freebie, which is where I heard of her on a friend's podcast first, and then I went to her website and checked out some of her tools. Highly recommend her tools for productivity for sure. And she has a free resource that's called Take Back Your Time. It's like a 30-minute video. It's done really well. She's got couple of really good handouts. You know, in less than 90 minutes, you could really have some tangible plans about how to take back your time. And with the holidays approaching, that becomes the one commodity that really takes the hit because there's so many demands and pressures for our time. So highly recommend Amber's site, her free resources, anything that you see there. If you have any questions for me, please put it in the post and I'll be sure to get back to you or private message me. And then just know that on my website, I have some free resources as well. Go to tyrajarvis.com. I have an ebook on living an extraordinary life now. I have a audio program, The Fulfillment Formula, which is a 3-part process for how to live a fulfilling life every day. Also offer a free discovery call just to get to know each other and see if I can help you, and if not, if I know somebody that can. And I am a connector, and I love connecting people to solutions and resources that can help them wherever they can. So tune back next Tuesday. Again, this is Tyra Jarvis with Kefi Coaching. This is Transformation Tuesday mornings, 8 a.m. Pacific time. I was a little bit late today. I'm going to let you go. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions, and let me know what you think of this Facebook Live. Thanks. Bye.